Quarterback Arch Manning got his very first official start for Texas against ULM, and there are a lot of good moments on tape. There are also some bad moments on tape. Today, we're going to analyze this guy's tape because I do think Manning is the future for Texas. I think he's the future of college football. So many good moments, some mistakes, some things that need to be cleaned up. Let's get right into the tape. When you guys check this play out, you're going to get a really nicely designed concept at the top of your screen, and Manning's going to hit on this one for a really nice gain. The Texas offense is going to end up picking up a first down. I want you guys to check this play out from the end zone angle, and I want to break it down a little bit because I really like the route concept and design. You're going to get a play action. Quarterback's going to step towards the left, and he's going to hit his wide receiver perfectly. Now, the receiver at the top here is going to run a deep post, and the wide receiver at the bottom here is almost going to run this circus route towards the outside. And with that, you'll also see Manning as he takes the ball, he's going to actually angle his body in a way where he's going to be looking over to that right side over there. It's a great design at the top of the route. Phenomenal job by Manning with his placement of his feet. Keeps his eyes downfield and delivers a really nice pass to the outside. So you're going to sell the play action here. You're going to pull the guard towards the left, and Manning's going to set up, look over towards the right of the screen, delivers a really nicely placed pass, and the wide receiver's going to be able to catch the ball. Just like that, you're going to pick up 15 yards. So a couple plays later, Manning's going to end up throwing an interception. And let's break down exactly what happens on this play. And to me, this is a learning mistake. And these are the plays that a quarterback gets coached out of as he develops, as he gets further along in his career. You guys can see it from the end zone angle here. You're going to see Manning's going to end up getting pressured by the defensive end. And to me, Manning has to get the ball out in a different way than he ultimately does. You know, after he gets pressured, he panics a little bit. He ends up just throwing it up, and essentially it's going to get intercepted. Now let's talk about this play design a little bit. So you're going to get a play action on this play. Quarterback's going to roll to the right. And this is going to be what's called the levels concept. You're going to get a tight end that's essentially going to run into the flats. And then you have two deep routes as well on top of that. You have a receiver running a corner route. You have another receiver running a deep over. And then the final wide receiver is going to essentially run a deep over as well. I don't think that guy's a part of the route concept. And the defense is going to end up being in a cover 3. Now, here's the thing with this play. You know, if the defense is playing back the way they essentially are here, you take the cheap yards here. It doesn't make sense for Manning to try looking downfield when the slot defender is playing the vertical hooks and he's so far back. To me, it makes sense just to get your tight end the football here and let your tight end pick up, 10 to 15 yards. But what it doesn't make sense is when he ends up getting pressured to still throw the ball into the coverage he essentially does, right? To me, that's a bad play right there by Manning. You got to do a better job. Again, not a huge deal. These are the learning reps. But again, just take the underneath pass, right? Because this tight end is going to catch this pass and he's going to pick up 10 yards. Now, let's say he doesn't see the tight end because he's trying to read the coverage down the field and he gets pressured the way he does here. Once you get past this first guy, you got to throw the ball away. The worst thing you want to do is end up just kind of throwing it up and then, essentially throwing the interception. Now, another thing with this play is notice after the quarterback's going to play action, he's going to roll to the left. Notice the angle that 41 takes here. 41 is going to make sure to contain Arch Manning inside the pocket. This is a great job here by the defensive lineman to take that wide angle to make sure Manning's not able to get out there. So Manning just has to do a little bit of a better job. Really not a big deal, but I do want to break down all of his plays, including the bad ones. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Alright guys, check this next one out. You're going to design a shot play to Isaiah Bond, and this one's going to end up hitting for a massive gain. This was the drive right after the interception, and just a really nicely placed pass. Unfortunately, the receiver wasn't able to catch it and run it and score the touchdown, but this is nonetheless just a really good pass by Manning. And really, there's only one route that you would really throw on this play, and unless this wide receiver ends up being open on the route that he's going to run, probably just throw this one away. But again, Bond does a really good job being able to run past that middle of the field safety. Just a really good job by Manning to put the ball out there. Bond, phenomenal speed, really good play. Let's get into the next snap. We got a nicely designed play on this one. This one's going to end up going for a touchdown. This is not the same drive as that last big play. This is actually the very next drive. But just a really good job by Manning to be able to recognize the coverage. As he's rolling to the left of your screen here, he's going to keep his eyes downfield. He's a wide open man and ends up scoring a touchdown on this one. Just a really good job to be able to get the running back to football. Let's get into the next snap. You're going to get another one here. This one's going to go for about 25 yards. Just a really good pass once again by Manning to be able to read the defense, right, and be able to hit his wide receiver in stride. Just a really good pass. Now, we'll look at this from the end zone angle, but one of the things you're going to actually see is Manning's going to actually make the read. He's going to first and foremost Keep an eye on the tight end running across the middle of the field. He's going to read the underneath linebacker as well as the corner on top of that tight end. He's going to come back and hit the backside dig route to the wide receiver. Just a really, really good read by Arch Manning. To be able to go from his first to his second read, this is why this guy is such a good quarterback. He has so much upside. And the thing is he's still slightly inexperienced, and I think that's definitely something he'll get better with over time. But I think games like ULM are great games for this guy to be able to come in, take some reps, learn, develop, and get better, right, essentially. To me, Manning definitely has a ton of upside, and you definitely see that on tape with the way this guy plays the quarterback position. You're going to get a touchdown pass here by Manning. There is so much that goes on at the beginning of this play that I think is going to get a little overlooked, but we're going to go ahead and break it down a little bit. So you get Manning that's going to motion his tight end over. He's going to fake snap the ball. He's going to see the slot corner coming. And then you're going to see them hit this touchdown play. Just a really, really good job. To me, this is part of what makes Manning a really good quarterback. So you get the tight end going across the field. Look at the safety here come down. And you're also going to now get into a split safety look. On top of that, keep an eye on the slot corner. Relative to the quarterback's going to fake snap the ball. And the slot cornerback's going to jump. So keep an eye on the slot corner. There it is. He's jumping. So Manning has seen that now. So now you know what's going to happen, right? You're going to get a guy to blitz here. Essentially, that's going to leave two guys for the two here. And essentially, you're going to get a fake screen where a guy pretends to block. The receiver comes out here. And really, it's going to just be a corner route. And it's just a really, really nicely designed play. It's seen properly and it's executed perfectly. This right here is a phenomenal job by Arch Manning to be able to do so many different mental things before the ball gets snapped, to be able to see things, fake the snap, make sure he and his wide receiver are on the same page, make sure the offensive line is sliding to the proper spot. To me, this is just beautiful, beautiful football. Just a great job right there, man. Absolutely love it. Let's get into the next snap. You're going to get another shot play here. Once again, Manning's going to be able to hit his wide receiver. I love the pocket poise within this play. You know, it's not talked about enough with Arch Manning, but the guy's truly a pocket passer. And Texas has one of the best offensive lines in the country, and this is exactly what you get with a quarterback like Manning when you keep him clean. Just a great job by Manning to be able to get the ball out there, and his wide receiver makes a really, really nice catch. Let's wrap this video up. I want to show you just a couple more plays, including the interception, the second one that Arch Manning ended up throwing. To me, you know, you can say that maybe the pass was a little high, maybe it was a little too quick. But in my opinion, as a running back, coming out of the backfield on this Texas route, you got to be able to make this catch, right? You got to be able to catch the ball right there. Instead, the running back isn't able to catch it, and it leads to an interception. This one here is not on Manning, right? The first one that he threw was definitely on the quarterback. He was pressured a little bit. He threw it into coverage where he probably shouldn't have. This one hits his running back right in the hands, right? I wouldn't even say that this is high. This is just, you know, running back just drops it. Not a huge deal. You know, this stuff happens. But I did want to point this one out because this one definitely was not on him. And if you don't watch the tape, you might not recognize that. I felt like Manning was very, very decisive in his read. He was very, very comfortable and confident. He went through his progressions really well. This one was a drop pass, but the ball hits the wide receiver in his hands. And if you guys keep an eye on Manning here, as soon as he gets the football, look at him go through the progressions. One of the things I like to do is look at the quarterback's helmet placement, right? The vision, the eyes. So you can see the play action here is towards the right of your screen, but it's not just the play action towards the right. Like Manning's actually making reads towards that side. And he's going to come back. He's going to look towards his left and then look at him turn his head. He's going to the middle, right? You can see that kind of that vision change a little bit. He's going to look to the left. He's going to look to his guy right in the middle, and he's going to come back to the right of your screen right there. Maybe just a little high out of the reach of the wide receiver, but I like the decision making that this guy showed on tape. Overall, I felt like for his very first official start, Arch Manning had a pretty good game. I think he'll obviously have to continue to develop and continue to get better. I think he'll have to clean a couple of things up. But I do think for Texas, the best thing they can do right now is just allow Arch Manning to continue taking snaps in these winnable type of games, right? Because you don't want Manning playing right now against Georgia. But what you do want is you do want this guy to develop against ULM, where you know you're definitely winning, right? You definitely know you're going to beat this team. And you allow him to continue to get better. You allow him to develop. And when next year comes around and this guy's asked to actually step in and be the starting quarterback, he'll be ready at that point. Overall, I felt like this guy had a very solid game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We are covering Texas on this channel. We'll definitely be getting into more film breakdowns. If there's any one player you guys want to see, drop his name down in the comments below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.